In this problem, we're asked to solve another set of equations, a system of equations, by graphing. And we've been told in the lesson that essentially the examples and problems that we're doing right now, they're either going to be no solution or infinitely many solutions. No solution comes from the lines being parallel, both equations being parallel to one another. And infinitely many solutions comes from if they technically represent the same line, they're just in a different form. So if we look at our first equation, y equals negative 1/4 x plus 2, it's already in slope-intercept form. And again, remember, you can use any method you want to graph these lines. You can plot points, you can use intercepts, you can put it into slope-intercept form. It's totally up to you. And we've gone over those in previous lessons. If you need to review how to graph the equation for a line, how to graph a line. So this first equation, we're already given it in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So our slope, m, equals negative 1/4, and the y-intercept, we have plus 2, so our y-intercept is going to be at 0, 2. So we plot our first point, our y-intercept, 0, 2, and then with negative 1/4, we can either go down 1 and right 4, or up 1 and left 4. That's because negative 1 over 4 and 1 over negative 4 are equivalent. So I'll go down 1 and right 4. Down 1, our rise, over right 4, our run. And for good measure, I'll go up 1 and back 4. And here is the graph connecting those dots of our line. Y equals negative 1/4 x plus 2. Now our second equation, we are given x plus 4y equals negative 8. Again, you can use whatever method you want to graph this. I am going to solve for y to put it into slope-intercept form. So solving for y, we subtract x from both sides first, so 4y equals negative x minus 8. Divide both sides by 4. And we get y equals negative 1/4 x minus 2. So we should notice something right off the bat. Both of these equations have a slope of negative 1/4. But one's adding 2 and one is subtracting 2. So what does that mean? That means with this equation we have a slope of negative 1/4. Again, that could be negative 1 over 4 or 1 over negative 4. And our y-intercept is 0, negative 2. So we have two lines that have the same slope, different y-intercepts. That means they're parallel, which means there's going to be no solution. But we'll go ahead and graph it to verify. So we plot our y-intercept 0, negative 2, a slope of negative 1/4. So down 1, right 4, down 1, right 4. And I'll go up 1 and back 4 for good measure. And as we can see from the graph now, the lines are indeed parallel, meaning they will never touch, which means there is no solution, and that's because the lines are parallel.